Welcome to the Hamm Planet Podcast.
110 countries in Africa. Of course, naturally, as a leader, you want to lead.
Which, hey, we had a lot of shit that we did not have figured out. We didn't even have a president like our first 13 years of being a country.
Quote me on this. And so, like, go ahead and quote, monks invented beer. But it came from the book Machiavelli, actually, or The Prince by Machiavelli.
I heard he's really like cleaned up his act, like he's healthy, he's
Super fit.
swole, he
yeah.
was on Ozempic.
6-pack of abs, too. So it's like,
Bro, shout out Gucci. Gucci shredded, man.
to find a Bible or, like, you know, a bench press. Yeah, it's nice to be back.
Great to be back.
Yeah. Scoochie. What's up, babe? Yell everything this time, you know what I'm talking about? Yellow rim.
Hamm Planet Podcast.
The Hamm Planet Podcast.
The Hamm Planet Podcast is quite literally the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Unbelievable stories.
The Hamm Planet Podcast.
Hamm Planet Podcast, number 1.
Why the not?
We're happy to see you.
Man, I feel really good right now.
I can say this to you kids.
I was born ready.
Okay.
Man, game on, game on.
If you don't scrape your tongue, you're nasty.
Remember the Alamo?
So
let's give it up, ladies and gents.
Wow.
I pop my perk over retarded.
How are the women in Green Bay, Wisconsin?
How the women in Green Bay?
Need to get on his yoga regimen.
Hamm needs to see me on the golf course, by the way.
Ooh.
I am Fiona in the swamp. To me? I'm talking to you.
Yo, if you're a fish,
Get out her swamp, honey.
Is Joe Flacco a gold jacket quarterback?
No.
He is her.
Dickety McFickerson.
You rat. This smile on this guy.
freshly fixed.
Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa. Oh, that person's going nuts. They're fired up.
You know, actually simmer down a little bit.
Simmer.
Just go ahead and take a seat.
That was a really nice introduction.
I just looked for a nice looking pair of white sneaks and I'm like, done.
Subscribe and share to support the show.
It's that. Even the Dark Knight said it of like, you can, you know, live long enough to see yourself become a villain or die a hero.
Shall we head to my favorite planet in the galaxy? The planet of good vibes. The planet of good vibes. The planet of good vibes. The planet of good vibes.
It's time!
All right.
I love humanity. I think it's great.
It's all good, man. I think the word you're searching for is Space Ranger.
The Hamm Planet Podcast.
And with that being said, we are blasting off into the galaxy of good vibes in approximately 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Top of the morning, folks. Good afternoon and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Hamm Planet Podcast. I'm your host, Peter Hamm. And if you're new to the show this evening, absolutely love to see it. Pleasure to have you here. We are a show about 3 things. Simple as that. Good vibes, great people, and glorious stories. So if you're into that, stick around. We'd love to have you. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a distinguished honor to have the guest in the building tonight. My dear friend, a fellow Baylor University graduate.
Sick 'em. Yeah.
The Baylor University. He's a man of many talents, and we look forward to solving the world's problems tonight. Our man, Simba. Let's give it up, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for the introduction, man. That was, I like that. I don't think I'm distinguished. I'm still quite young, baby-faced.
Distinguished to me, bro.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I would say, like, you fit the description more. Like, you have more life experience.
Smart man. Good man.
Like playing rugby in Hawaii, you know? That's fresh on my mind.
That's some hard hitting. I'll tell you that. The Hawaii boys know how to hit.
No, really.
They do. But simple. Great to have you here, my bro. First and foremost, how you feeling?
I'm actually really relaxed right now. Like one, I'm with you because like I know it's gonna be a chill time. Like I was looking forward to this. Like linking up with you is like that feeling of like, oh yeah, it's gonna be like we could get rowdy or like we could just like hang back. And
Either way, it's gonna be a
I
good
was
time.
excited to see the studio space. And it's always gonna be a good vibe, you know what I mean? Like that's why we're here. And I'm honestly like really happy that like to see this spot. I'm happy, you invited me over. So yeah, I'm feeling great, feeling good, feeling chill.
Happy vibes all around.
Always good. Yeah.
So to give a little background and a little shout out to our boy, Mr. Nicholas Stowe. Nick, we appreciate you. We love you, brother. Without Nick Stowe, me and Simba may have not known each other.
No. Like he would have just been some large motherfucker I saw. Like, and I would be like, oh, he's big, and then nothing of it. But no, yeah, Nick, like the fact that like this is happening, like in the high or like even the come down of like Nick's whole like wedding and bachelor party and like the Plank Stowe whole thing. It's cool because I'm like, yeah, this is a natural like kind of progression of like doing things of like, yeah, it'd be cool to talk on your podcast. It'd be cool, like, oh damn, you're like 45 minutes away from me. Like, no problem.
Yeah. And to give a little context to the audience, Nick Stowe, fellow Baylor Bear, fellow Baylor Rugby alumni, great friend, great brother, and also a great brother of Simba. And we both had the privilege of going to good old Flagstaff, Arizona for Nick's bachelor party, which if you've never been to Flagstaff, highly recommend. Beautiful place.
Go downtown.
Go downtown.
You're gonna have a goth night. Like we ran into goth night.
Yeah, let's tell the people about goth night. What do you remember about good old goth night in Flagstaff?
Goth night in Flagstaff, Arizona. I would say this.
You're not goth, by the way, Simba.
Well, I would say like internally and externally, like those are never congruent with me. But like there's some parts about me that keeps me at goth night.
There's nice people.
Yeah, they're like I go and I'm like, oh, it's happening. And then of course that part of me inside that's like, this is always kind of who you've been, is like have fun. And so it was cool, like popping into like that dive bar and then like just seeing like we're the only people dressed in color.
We really were. So a little more background. We as per usual bachelor party festivities, we were having a night on the town. And we did a little karaoke. We did a little sushi. Sushi before the karaoke. And then after all that, we ended up at the local pub in Flagstaff. And who would have guessed it? It was goth night.
Fucking golf, like goth night.
Yeah, not golfing.
Not golf night. I'm wearing golf.
Which probably would have been a fun crowd too, but this was goth.
Goth.
And
they had that dance floor.
The dance floor was jumping.
The dance floor was pretty fucking lit. Then there was like a whole like show that was happening at the same time. Like not at the same time, but like for like 30 minutes they let this one artist just come on and put on a whole set. And they just started spray painting and dancing. It was cool.
Yeah. And I mean, as two Baylor alumni, I don't think it was my first goth party.
Not my first.
Not your first. It was definitely my first. And they were actually pretty chill. So a little respect in the goth
community goes hard, man.
Yeah.
Like you'll meet some like artists and creatives out there.
They're cool. That one guy was funny. I don't know. He was just shooting the breeze up with us up front.
Oh, I wasn't there with that, but like.
Oh, like, you were inside
me and Sam
having a good time.
Yeah, we were cutting up. Yeah,
bro.
What'd y'all talk about?
Man, I just remember him cracking jokes, and he was like, "Oh, you got a duck on your hat. That's not goth." I'm like, "I'm sorry, sir. I didn't know this is goth night, but you know what? I'm here for it." Yeah. So we had a good time, and shout out Nick for making this beautiful connection happen.
Oh, yeah.
We appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, Nick. And also congratulations again on the union.
Married man.
Yeah, it was cool being a groomsman. It was my first time.
It was.
Hopefully not my last time. I hope I hope it's either like all my friends stop getting married or I just lose all my friends.
Don't
And
worry, bro. It definitely won't be your last.
that's just my like catastrophic mind just going to the
Just in
worst.
case.
Well, yeah, of like what would you do in that situation? It's
Yeah,
strategy in a nutshell. Just think, what's the worst thing that could happen? Okay, how do I avoid that?
absolutely. Very economist oriented style of thinking. What's a opportunity cost?
Especially when it comes to spring weddings, because I mean,
Facts.
you don't want to miss out.
Oh, absolutely not. Summer wedding,
It's hot, man.
I'll be sweating in my suit, bro.
Bro, I was out in Toronto in a summer wedding. I was still sweating. I was like, bro,
Damn.
I thought Canada was supposed to be cold.
Still, you can't get away from the heat.
No, half the family sitting in the shade. I was just like, bro, we're not even like we had assigned seats, but
Yeah, bro. Hey, well, shout out Nick. Shout out to the entire squad who was at the wedding.
yeah.
One for the books, and now I have the honor to be here with Simba, my guy. Simba, let's go ahead and rewind the clocks to get us started, bro.
Ooh.
You are a man who has a one of a kind story,
Oh,
and you were born in a place that I only know about two or three people who are from your country. And brother, go ahead and tell me about where you were born.
where I was born.
Let's
Okay.
get the roots.
The roots, yeah. So like my family's from Zimbabwe. I was born in Harare and so was my sister. And yeah, it's of course a small country. There's over like 110 countries in Africa. And so
It's a
it,
lot.
but like the thing is about Zimbabwe, it's one of those countries that popped up in like mass media, like weirdly. I think it's
Oh
because
yeah.
of hyperinflation, Mugabe letting the Zim dollar get like, basically like run down to zero. And
So I don't know about that. Could you give me a little background?
yeah, so like
I should know about it.
so yeah, in the 80s, Zimbabwe was liberated from like British rule.
Yep.
And so after that, the leader of the party that helped like the revolution and led the revolution, of course, naturally as a leader, you want to lead. And so it's like, all right, who's going to be in charge? Mugabe. And they put him in charge. And
This 80s?
yeah, around the 80s. And it took a while for it to happen, like most,
Absolutely.
policies and diplomacy goes. But after some time, there was like an introduction of a Zim dollar and we were not using country resources well. The whole shit show that can happen in
It's hard to start a country, let alone a currency.
and you use the right word, start a country, because it's that of like Zimbabwe thinking to itself, what are we as a country? Again, like a country with borders, with state elected officials, what does that look like? And it's tough.
Yeah.
Tough. Like over 40 years, and it's still like a lot of countries are still figuring out. But that's the situation, my parents grew up in, and then by the time I was born, it's that of like, my dad's a banker for Zim Bank, and
I love that.
yeah, educated guy, went through high school, went through college in Zimbabwe, and my mom, same thing, went through for like the area, good education, and and
That's a good place to be. That's the ideal place.
Ideal. I think it was why like it was hard for my dad to like even leave Zimbabwe, where he's like, I got this good job, I got this good house, I got my, two kids. Like, how can I leave? Like, how do I leave this?
That's
like,
that was everything he knew, kind of.
It's that of like my boys know I'm winning,
Yeah.
my family knows I'm winning, and my mom was the one that's like, I don't know, America could be better for us. And
So how old were you when the family moved over to?
I was still like in diapers, like 2 or 3. Like
Yeah.
I would say like if I think really hard on it, yeah, if I think really hard on it, I may have like a glint, like remember the house and things, places where you're at a lot as a child.
Yeah.
But but I was still like in diapers, and it was just a big decision for my family because it was a chance. It was taking a risk of having to get more education having to find new work. But of course, we're here now, so you can't really hate the story. You just have to, like, especially in my position, of like, just
Yeah, bro.
be grateful and learn from it. And
Well, you're here now, and brother, Baylor graduate. I mean,
yeah,
not a lot of Zimbabweans are Baylor graduates.
yeah, I would say that.
Your master's degree from University of London, that's a whole different area chapter we'll get into. And bro, just doing your thing in America. I mean, thinking about your dad deciding to make that change, like it's unfathomable for me to kind of comprehend it. But what I kind of think about, and I was watching a little special about how the U.S. Initially became a country, which, hey, we had a lot of shit that we did not have figured out. We didn't even have a president for, I think it was like our first 13 years of being a country. A lot of people think George Washington started running the show in 1776.
Yeah, no.
There was 13 years of just like, oh, what the fuck do we do?
Sending each other paperwork.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think of this? What do you think of this? Should we do this?
Should we do it? I don't know. Maybe not. I don't. Let's see what New Hampshire says.
Like, straight up, dog. And then now if you ask people like, oh, do you care about New Hampshire's opinion? It's like, why would I?
Yeah. I would say shout out New Hampshire, but off the top of my head, I don't know anyone from there. But hey,
I got no hate for New Hampshire.
Shout out
That's
New
as far as
Hampshire.
it goes. Yeah. That's as
yeah, right there with you, broski.
I have no reason to hate you or attack you right now.
Right. Yeah.
Just don't start some shit, New Hampshire. That's
try
it.
us, New Hampshire.
Don't start some shit, New Hampshire. I swear to God, you don't want no with Texas.
You don't want this smoke,
No, man. Independent state, boy.
bro. Absolutely.
We got Joe Rogan out here. The podcasts are out here.
We do actually have Joe Rogan in Texas.
We're talking teams.
We got Elon Musk. I mean,
let him know.
I mean, we got it. We got, I don't know, 10 years. We might have damn near everything.
We got Chip and Joanne out in Waco. We holding every city down. Like, New Hampshire doesn't know.
Bro, that is so true. That is so. Shout out New Hampshire if it's still a state, and we hope you guys are doing great up there.
We hope y'all make it through the revolution, because y'all really haven't really like caused any problems.
Very small land. Hey, but shout out New Hampshire. So scooting and booting right along. Simba, I know you're AKA, I mean, we can call it, you can call it a million things, but you also go by Monk Valentino.
Yes, I do.
One of the dopest, freshest, flyest nicknames out of any of my homies. But I gotta know the backstory, bro.
Oh,
so maybe let's start with the front.
Yeah,
Monk.
The front monk.
Monk. When people think of monk, I think people think of a lot of peace, a lot of concentration, a lot of just good energy. I mean, a monk does some awesome shit.
They made
and
beer.
Just in general.
They made beer.
They made beer. Later in Munich, right?
I think it was Germany. Yeah, somewhere out there in Germany. Like
Don't fact check us, but check what we're saying and see if it's facts.
No, you can fact check me. You can actually like quote me on this. And so like go ahead and quote monks invented beer. So when anybody wants to be a zealot and be like, oh, what are you doing with alcohol? Just say monks invented beer.
Yeah. I mean, if monks did it, we should be doing it.
I mean, yeah, they devote their life to stuff. And
I think it was in Munich.
Really?
I think it was.
Really? If you have details on it, it'd be cool. Yeah.
So, Simba, Monk Valentino, obviously, I know you work in music. I know you do a lot of creative work. Where did it derive from?
Yeah. So I'd say like if we're going based on like nomenclature alone, like
we can go any route.
I took it. I stole it. Like anybody who who wants to like say when people are like, "Oh, that's dope," be like, "Yeah, it's mine, but I stole it." In the book,
You claimed it.
yeah, I claimed it.
I say that's a more accurate.
It's a
phrase.
remix. It's a remix. There's a sample. I remixed it and I released it and then made a hit, which is fun. But it came from the book Machiavelli, actually, or The Prince by Machiavelli. And I don't know his first
You
name.
fuck with the Prince?
I gave it 7.3 out of 10. I gave it 7.3 out of 10.
Respect.
I'm not terrible. I'm into like courtesanship. I'm into like
It's got some good. It's got some bad. Would that
like,
be?
there's tidbits where yeah, it is good for like a man or a gentleman or like someone of good nature, of upstanding, reputation or distinguished people to do certain things. But other things, I'm just like, yeah, this is just kind of like
Some savage shit.
yeah, I'm like, this is savage, but you know what you're doing. So I can't really hate you because you say, hey man, it's savage, right? And so you know what you're doing kind of
Yeah.
situation. But the prince's name actually, one of his nickname, I think his real name was like Cesare Bulgario, like or yeah, Bulgaria, and his nickname was Duke Valentino.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, bro, that's the sickest. Like that could be a jazz name, a stage name,
Mafia name.
Moth Dog, right? Like
Endless opportunities.
when I just saw Duke Valentino, I was like, okay, so I know Duke is like just a position, right? And then again, I can choose like any position in court of royalty. I can be King Valentino, Prince Valentino, because I wanted to keep Valentino.
Right.
I liked the trend of like designer names, like like Ian Dior, like things
Right.
like that. And Gucci Made, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
take something that's a
Shout out
historical.
Gucci.
Shout out Gucci Guap,
I heard he's doing good.
Mr. Two Times. He's living his life, man. He did
Clean living.
he did his time.
He did.
He did what it's one of that like the man did what he needed to do in order to be in the position of success he's in.
I heard he's really like cleaned up his like he's healthy.
Super fit.
He's swole.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was on Ozempic.
6-pack of abs too. So it's like
Bro, shout out Gucci. Gucci shredded, man.
it's it's the old thing of like either find a Bible or like, a bench press, and I've never been in prison, don't plan on ever going to prison, but it's that of you change. A lot of time, like why COVID, everyone was flipping out. I think we were talking about that before the show.
Yeah, we
Like
were.
people are just flipping out. It's like, yeah, now you got nothing but time, man.
Bro, so true. And
Yeah, but that's where Monk Valentino came from is I wanted to choose, and I like studying religious studies. Like one of my favorite YouTubes is Religion for Breakfast, and things like that. Going to Baylor, of course.
shout out Religious for Breakfast YouTube
Yeah.
channel, right?
Yeah, it's a good YouTube channel, and
Subscribe.
by a PhD student. I like YouTubes like that. PhD students doing video essays about topics they're already learning about, so they're on their way to expertise. I'm happy to be along for the journey.
I love that.
Yeah, and no, but even going to Baylor, studying religion, and then also like the way of life that I kind of go about naturally is quite.
Got that monk aura, bro.
It's quite hermetic. Like I don't live in a hermitage. I'm not a hermit. I don't consider myself a hermit, but
Far from it.
if you look at my behavior on a day-to-day basis, it's like, do you live in a hermitage? You sleep on a mattress, you read, and you just kind of like tending to your duties of cleanliness and
Right? Which are good things. Which
So-
are all key things.
yeah. So combining all those things, Monk Valentino, and yeah, I was at an interesting point in my life where I was living in California and I was working on music like every evening, every night, and learning a lot about myself during that time. And then reading The Prince, a
Yeah.
lot of things were just like moving. And I was like, this is what I want my pseudonym to be.
I love it, bro. And I love that you've picked not only a good name, you could call it a brand too, to a degree, but it's something that
Translatable.
sounds good, sticks, and
Thank you.
it's you, bro.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot.
And
It means a lot, honestly.
a lot of people bounce around with, "Hey, I'm gonna call my podcast this, and we're gonna change it to this, and we'll call it this," or they're like, my stage name is this. No,
Yeah.
now it's this. And those people, unfortunately, sometimes they get lost in the sauce. so to speak.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I wanted to avoid is like a word like monk, quite brandable. Like when I first like trademarked it and everything, there was a company even in China, they're moving over to the US and they're like, "Hey, can we have your domain name?" No,
Hey,
no.
price on everything.
Price
though,
on
bro.
everything. Welcome to America. Ni hao,
Anything
welcome.
below $1 million, we ain't talking.
Oh my dog. Like $250,000. Let's start there. Bidding
We'll
starts at
start there.
$250,000.
Yeah,
You're not taking my domain.
bro, it's smart. It's smart too to buy that domain.
Yeah.
I know I've bought some shit and flipped it, and I was like, oh, I never thought that would sell.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, now with the internet, it's really like it's more civilized in the Wild West, but it's still that in certain regards.
Yeah.
Like when you trademark like again, like a name and then different brands within that name of,
Yeah, your website ownership, your Instagram username, and your YouTube channel username, Twitter handle, all those have value, and they're gonna have a lot of value 10 years from now.
See, and I only say this with only like 300 fucking Instagram followers.
But still, bro, still, I mean, I'm trying to get Peter Hamm from some kid who's in Sweden who won't respond to my messages, and I've been trying to hit him up for 4 years, and like, nothing, bro.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he responds one day.
I mean, are you trying to like take the like Peter Hamm
I would love
name?
that. I'd love for Peter Hamm to be my IG.
Oh yeah. People will pay like the thing is, you're right. People do pay valuable, like good money for that, and especially like if again like something's already in the works.
Yeah.
Like it's that, and you're lucky you're at the level you're at because you would be extorted for like
Yeah, this kid just won't respond. I don't know. I hope he's okay.
inactive account. I promise you. Contact Instagram and be like, bro, this person is not doing anything.
I tried, bro. It's hard. It's hard to get them to work with you sometimes.
Oh no, working with these like social media corporations, it's a headache, bro.
Yeah.
They're so quick to like be against you, but when it's time for you to be like, hey, can you work with me? They're like, can we get back to you in 2 weeks?
And then even then, it's like, am I talking to Susan in HR who's working in Indonesia, or is this like someone I'm gonna have a genuine conversation with? Hey, all due respect and love to Indonesia. Got a lot of people, a couple people that I know who are from there, great people.
I've heard good things.
Yeah, but yeah, good luck getting your name if someone else has it. But if no one has it, I'll tell you right here, right now, folks, go get it.
Yeah,
Even if you got to do a little fence step for it, I say do it, bro. So Simba, you do one thing that to me is unfeasible, unimaginable, and I hate to say almost impossible for me to do, which is skateboarding.
Oh, I pennyboard, not exactly skateboard, but
what's pennyboarding?
It's those slimmer boards, like those smaller kind of it almost looks like a roller skate that's a little too big.
Okay.
Like, you know those like ones that kind of have like more of a rounded edge and they kind of cone at the top and have the flat back. And
it's like a skateboard though.
It's like a skateboard, yeah. And no, yeah, I like pennyboarding a lot. There's a lot of speed to it and it's nimble.
Is it a speed thing or a trick thing? Mainly speed, right?
It's mainly like, yeah, speed, novelty, and transport kind of thing. Like you can't
speed and swag.
Yeah, you can't really do too many tricks on it, but like it was perfect for like campus life, right? Like
yeah.
I need to be somewhere that's walking 15 minutes. The only problem is Baylor has no smooth. It's all brick and cobble and
yep.
Yeah, but if I found
hard to skateboard,
it's hard. It's hard to skate. I was on the streets with the cars, and people were looking at me. I'm like, "Why are you driving to campus? You live 2 minutes away."
Yeah,
but
gotta walk.
But I had my penny board where like it was easy to travel. Like I don't get any problems at TSA with it. I'll skate at the airport with it. It's fun.
Yeah. Bro, TSA is honestly pretty chill.
In the right cities, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've learned some things. Nick, Shout out to you. You showed me some things that they're okay with. Love to see it. Shout out TSA.
Shout out to TSA for real. Well, the good TSA, like those like really nice black ladies that are like, honey, like what you need to do is this.
You good?
Like you good? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. No, don't worry about them. He's just an asshole. Like, go ahead, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Where's your gate? Where's your gate? I'll take you there right now. I'm like, thank you so much.
I don't know where I am right now.
Like,
sweating bullets, trying to put my belt on.
The first time I'm happy to be in Atlanta.
Yeah. Bro, how is Atlanta? I've never been to Atlanta.
I really like Atlanta, honestly. Like
I heard it's like blowing up.
No, for someone like me, like, and the people I know, the best description I got from somebody, it was only after the fact, like I visited it, but they described it as Black Hollywood. And for someone in like my line of work and like what I do and like the people I hang around with, kind of understood what that meant. Like there's a lot of like it's lit, like, like there's a lot of like, extravagance. There's a lot of like nice places to eat, nice places to drink, nice places to club, a good city pulse and atmosphere, like even underground places to be. Traffic is hell, I hear. I have my boy Span out there, like he's this A&R.
Shout out Span.
Yeah, he's an artist manager out there in Atlanta, and he's killing it. Like he's always doing his thing. Like he's working with R&B singers, rappers, videographers. He's introduced me to so many different people. Like he introduced me to like an artist and sculptor, like out in like we met in Austin, but he's out in New York. Like and he's done some really cool projects, like work with some good rappers and shit like that. And but Atlanta just has a heartbeat, man. Like if you just look at, I mean, I know you like rap music, so like if you look at like where these rappers are from, like Thug Atlanta, Gunna Atlanta, Lil Baby Atlanta, Rich the Kid. I think he's from Atlanta too. There's 2 Chainz Atlanta, Gucci Mane Atlanta, Childish Gambino Atlanta.
I feel like Gucci. I'm
Migos.
sure there's a few before. Oh, Migos. Love the Migos.
That's why even Drake, or not even Drake, even Kendrick had to call out Drake for that shit, where he was just like, you just went to Atlanta and you colonized their whole swag, their sound, their language, their aesthetics, and Future showed you the club. 2 Chainz said, Quavo said you was valid.
Are Future and Drake still chill, or shit hit the fan there?
I think with Future and Drake is to kind of give a synopsis from my perspective as like a hip hop fan, listening to Future's album of We Don't Trust You, that first song was just kind of like the whole thing. To me, it sounded like, hey man, I've always heard some shit about you, but I finally heard that last piece of information that made me like, forget about this guy. Like, I don't need to be friends with this guy. Like,
I hear you.
It's not imperative.
Simba, so I love Drake, but I also have always loved Kendrick's music.
Yeah.
And I love that I mean the beef was it was captivating.
It was great.
They both came out with some bangers, and
it was a heavyweight matchup.
Mm-hmm. Big shots fired. I mean, ever since I've listened to music, I've never heard shots fired that big
directly.
In my perspective, since like, which I don't know. I guess I was too young for the Biggie and Pac one, but
yeah,
I remember.
50
I mean, I've listened to all their music. Oh, 50 and Kanye.
I mean, they were at it more so like in terms of headlines.
Yeah,
they were the guys that like kind of like, who's gonna sell out the most? Like, who's gonna sell the most CDs? And it was more friendly than this shit.
Bro, yeah. I mean, did Drake do his show in Oakland yet?
I don't think he's done a show to Oakland because right now, like,
I remember he said it's gonna be his last stop.
Nah, I don't know about that, but like, it was good. Like,
bro, it was good. I loved it because they both. I mean, we got 4, 5. These weren't just track filler songs.
Yeah, even what people said of like, if Drake didn't get buried, and I thought he did too. I thought he got buried by Kendrick in that rap battle. Like, I thought Kendrick like just kept like was just laying it on him. And some people are like, don't think that way. And then that's when I'm like, were y'all paying attention? Because if anybody said that about me on a record 2 times in a row with me not saying a word,
I mean, big shots, no doubt
Oh,
about it.
come on, come on. Let's not be delusional here. But no, but it's that of like even Drake's like um what was it? Family Matters, right? Like
Right.
even that track was really good. Like and it's like a lot of the songs and a lot the way they were doing it. And I've always been entertained by hip hop. That's how I got introduced to hip hop.
Oh yeah.
Like a lot of people that like are in the space that like, I like producing in, I like working in, like my cousins, they're out in LA working with music and they're hip hop, they're a hip hop duo. But the way I was introduced to hip hop was the Beastie Boys. I was entertained by them, you know? Like
Absolutely.
I'm an immigrant kid living in America. I don't really have a, family member that be gang banging like that, I don't I don't have those things that some people like, this is real hip hop. And
Well,
then you look at the
Zimbabwe, though, I bet, if you go back a couple of generations, they
still like that.
is some they probably saw some shit.
It's still like that, man. Like my dad tells me stories, and why I like spending time with him is that he was like, "Oh yeah, like we would find like articles from the war or the revolution like laying in a field." I'm like, that's not in every country, right? You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, like that's an artifact.
that's what you mean you found a grenade when you were 14?
Yeah.
Like,
Shit. Bro, I've been lucky enough to I know Zimbabwe is own country culture, but my adopted brother, Sheer,
yeah.
he's from South Sudan. So I've got to learn about some of the trials and tribulations that kind of he witnessed and experienced and seen some shit.
I mean,
Seen some shit.
like war-torn countries, they're the people that come out of it, like I would say this, we always get the response of you guys are very friendly. Like the
Oh
people
yeah.
from this country are very friendly. The people from this country, they're very like easygoing, cool, whatever. And honestly, for me, it's like when your country's like faced like again, America had like a civil war, the bloodiest war in human history,
True.
and but when you're 40 within 50 years, when you're within a generation
Right.
of that significant event happening,
Right.
it's the
Like
people.
it's still, I mean, I know I
Sudan
wouldn't say, oh, Sudan
yeah,
without a doubt, and I'm
yeah.
sure, I mean,
Congo,
there's a lot.
it's
Yeah,
that
oh,
the people that leave, it's that where they're like, oh, you guys are friendly, or you guys like seem like you have your like things together. It's like, imagine what we're leaving, or my
yeah,
mom and dad are leaving, of my mom being like, I don't see this country going in the right direction.
yeah,
That takes a lot to
bro,
think your
so much.
country's not going enough to, Americans say it, but like,
We say it, but come on.
like we
There's
do.
no one, it's all talk.
It's all, but like to hear like actually people from immigrants actually say, no, it was bad enough. I legitimately left.
Yeah,
And it's one thing to say about America of like people come here.
they
But it's
do.
another thing to be like, now imagine why we leave and why we're kind of like, no, life's pretty cool,
Yeah,
We ain't got to fight in this revolution yet.
bro, yeah. And I try to be, I try to be optimistic that something like that we're able to see, hey, that's happened. And no one wants anything remotely close to that. So let's do what we can to ensure we don't.
And that's why policy's there. Yeah, I think my book on strategy, they talk about that of strategy is more so like what needs to happen when your initial plans have almost basically failed. The first plan is always domination of for our country to be great, we have to feel like, unanimously we're dominating, we're killing it. Like
Yeah.
everything's going great. But now
Right.
that we have all these policies, it's because we're not at that point and we're
Right.
fighting so much because we're not there.
I do feel like I don't know. I mean, I'm just some guy,
Speak
but
your
I do
mind.
feel like
Speak your piece, brother.
I do feel like just in general the vibe is just pretty good right now. Like I don't feel like things are too I mean, people are kind of like, well, the news, I'll take it with a grain of salt. I know I know what I love, I know what I represent. I always like to believe almost everyone almost is just a good person deep
At the end of
down.
the day, like
They want good
80% of
things.
people just want to
Right.
live a good life, love people, and eat
Yeah.
right, and you know.
As long as we keep that above 50%, like we're gonna be chilling.
I think
I
right
hope.
now is like we're in a really great country, and I say that like
I agree.
seeing a lot of the big fives, seeing like the Canada, US, England,
Yep.
we're and also seeing like places like Zimbabwe and South Africa and other places. We're in, I think it's one of those feelings of we're in such a great spot to be feeling this way sometimes. And I think that's why Americans get so adamant, because we're like, we are this great country. And it's not
Yeah.
even like we're supposed to be. And I know people say that a lot of we're supposed to be. I'm like, no, we are. That's why you're feeling an incongruence.
Right.
It's like knowing you're in a good, you're in the right, on the right team, in the right sport,
Right.
but there's just those few strategic things y'all need to figure out in order
Yeah.
to start winning every game, as opposed to like half.
Absolutely.
And
And
and we're indifferent a bit because of that. Because
yeah,
we're so great, we can chill a little more.
we can chill, but if I feel like, I mean, this is getting even more philosophical, but I feel like when we take a step back, your happiness and your your joy, your success, um, a healthy chunk of that depends on you. And I mean,
Hell yeah.
a healthy chunk.
Oh yeah.
Not all.
No.
I'm not going to say all
Well,
because that wouldn't be true. But
yeah.
it is about, your friends, family. But in the grand scheme of things, it's, we got to take responsibility at the individual.
Oh yeah. Like one of my
And everyone's
favorite
different.
like reference points going about that is in like Frederick Douglass's autobiography. Um One thing that really resonated with me, it wasn't even like the fact like he met with Abraham Lincoln or things like that, but like one day he's like went during his slave days, he's on the plantation and he's mentioned seeing boats coming, docking and leaving dock and docking and leaving dock.
And this is like rough time period.
Yeah, around
18.
slavery. Yeah, 1800s.
Yeah.
Around this, like, slavery's still going on, right? Before the Civil War.
Right.
And he just thinks to himself, he's like, a boat seems like it has more freedom than me. And he understood where his, like, from what I read, he understood where his abilities lied in some of the privileges he was given of being taught how to read, which he
Yeah.
felt very fortunate of. But, they always say like the mind is a loaded weapon. And this is it just gearing up when he's looking at boats. And he's like thinking of that, the individual freedom of how can I make myself happy? And
Looking at a boat can make anyone still to this day
I love looking at docks,
make
man.
us feel some type of way, you
Oh,
know?
man. I just like looking at boats, especially because there's so many like people working on the ship, especially like, industrial boats, because I'm like,
Oh, the big ass ones,
yeah,
bro,
I'm
my
like, there's
mind can
more.
go everywhere.
I'm just like, there's so much going on in this world that I'm not a part of.
Yeah. Like, how does that shit work?
Like, and the thing is, to even get involved for me, it would take so much of me learning and growing where I'm like, I'm gonna leave it to the dock crew,
The boatist.
the boaters, the guys doing the boat shit. Like,
Yeah.
by all means, man. Like,
Yeah.
I'll do a tour and be like, oh, this is nice. So this is where like you put the like pallets of shit. I'm just guessing. Like, I don't know if there's pallets, but like,
Yeah. I mean, I saw some of the big container ships, dude, and just looking at them when I was in Hawaii, just seeing them coast across the ocean, I'm like, there's, I mean, one, that's amazing. Two, there's a lot of stuff on there. Three, damn, that thing is heavy, and it's just scooting and booting along
the
at
fucking laws
50
of
miles an
buoyancy are
hour.
doing the fucking best they can.
They are, and like, yeah, I can definitely see why his mind went to that place. Just
Oh yeah.
it unlocks the imagination.
It does, especially when you see it leaving and it's like going beyond the horizon, like watching a ship
Ooh,
go
the
beyond your
sunset.
vision. Yeah, watching a ship go beyond your vision and you're just thinking to yourself like, what's stopping me from disappearing beyond that yonder?
I could be on that boat.
I could be on that fucking boat, man. And
big facts.
And it's that of like, that's the beauty of this country and he just knew his plan. He knew where he needed to go. He's like, if I just make it north, I won't find the best job.
Yeah.
But like, it gotta pay more than this shit.
Monk, we're going to take a quick breather.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay with us for this quick intermission. We'll see you in a hop, skip, and a jump.
We are scooting and booting along in the episode. More good vibes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Howdy there, ladies and gents. It's your good friend, Commercial Break Peter, here to let you know that today's episode is brought to you by Unify Commerce. Say it with me now. Unify Commerce. Yes, guys, that is spelled UNIFI commerce.com. Guys, Unify is in fact my company, and I thought I'd go ahead and plug them on here so you guys can know a little bit of what I do outside of having a great time on the podcast. Guys, Unify is a social technology company that simply helps other companies take their social presence to the next level. Simple as that. You need a next level team on your side, and that is Unify. So guys, go ahead and visit unifycommerce.com if you want to learn more. And if you want to inquire about working with us, simply go to the Work With Us tab, and we would love to connect.
Love to see it.
Anyways,
back to the show.
Back to the show. How we doing, folks? Good evening.
Nice to see y'all again.
Great to see y'all again. Welcome back. And cheers, brother. It's good to be back.
Yeah, it's nice to be back.
Great to be back.
No, thanks for showing me your backyard. That's what, for those that like missed it. I'm sorry if I'm taking over as host.
No.
But like for those that missed it, like Peter here was just showing me his lovely backyard. He showed me his garden and his hibiscus. And I also have hibiscus, and his are coming soon. Remember, I posted you liked it on my story.
I did. I love that.
Yeah, it's love now. He loved it on my story where like I posted a hibiscus and I was like, look who decided to pop out, and that motherfucker shriveled the next day. The heat killed him.
It's tough on them this
Bro,
time of year. They're battling.
Bro, he had one day literally in the light of like, I'm pretty, I'm feeling good. I stepped out.
Yeah. And then boom, gone.
But yeah.
On the floor.
Yeah.
It's sad to see it go, but their peak is a sight to see.
Their peak's honestly like no better or no worse than anybody else's.
Right.
Like they're like, I was honestly surprised because I walk by this potted plant every day. I'm giving it its water. You know what I'm saying?
And you're keeping it alive.
And then all of a sudden the next day he's like, good morning. I'm like, oh, hello.
Boom. It is a fascinating process. I'm into photosynthesis.
It's
great topic.
Yeah, when they're sprouting, it's beautiful. It's one of those things of like, oh, you feel like it's an infant. And I've never like felt that about like a plant until like I really started getting into it, where I was like, oh,
it's got its own life. For sure.
Yeah. I'm like, bro, I gotta see this thing through.
I got your back. Flower.
Yeah, but no.
Hey, I never thought I'd be a flower guy, but you know what? They're a nice thing.
I saw early signs. At Baylor, I was enthralled by all the fucking flowers out there.
I mean, it's just like a science experiment. It really is. To me, I feel like
I love seeing all the flowers at Baylor, man.
And the result can be whatever you really want if you just put all these, make this garden.
You just have to build the right environment. And isn't that
some symmetry is nice?
Yeah. Isn't that one of the rules that you have on your Peter Hamm commandments?
Yeah.
Is like crafting like the right things around you.
Absolutely. Yes.
Is very.
You are with what you surround yourself with.
You are with what you surround yourself with. People, friends, things, gardens.
Yeah. Gardens. Gardens are great.
I think
I could keep going on it, but gardens are great.
Yeah, it's one of those things like it's no secret that they're like in a lot of cultures,
right?
Of like, yeah, the wildflower that's around here, we got it, It's like,
The
why?
blue bonnet.
And we want it because it looks nice around my house. Like, look.
You got blue bonnets?
Ooh. I when I started seeing them in Texas, it was nice, like, welcome back from London. When I started seeing those blue bonnets, I was like, yeah.
They don't have them in London.
No. Hell no, they don't have no fucking blue
But
bonnets.
they do have a lot of flowers up in London.
The only flowers I saw were the ones that are being sold at like the London Bridge station, like train station. Like I really didn't like. I wasn't looking for flowers. Like
I've been to some of the London gardens or parks. They've got or Hyde Park is one of. They have a lot of flowers in that spot.
Yeah, there was like some cool ones out there.
It was maybe that's the only place they had flowers that could grow.
See, I was there like during some shitty months too, though. Like
rainy season.
Like I remember the first time I went out there, it was November. It was like November, so it was just shit. Like it was just raining and cloudy and like kind of icy.
Icy?
It kind of icy from time.
Icy is can be a ruiner of the night, of the safety.
If
of
I have to worry
many
about my balance, the user experience is going down, like turbulence on a plane. Why am I worried about like if I'm upright, you know?
Right. It should just be a natural, smooth experience.
Like, yeah, and that's the thing about ice. Like, but London, those winters, they could get pretty fucking cold, but not worse than Texas.
Not worse than Texas. We don't get too bad.
We don't get like terribly bad, and that's what I was thinking.
We've gotten bad a few times, a couple or 2, 3 years ago. During the drought.
I was not there for all that.
Ooh, it was not. I mean, it was what it was.
I was like,
I didn't think it was. I don't know. It didn't hit Arlington too hard.
Well, like from what I saw,
Dallas-Fort Worth,
from a distance, where was I think I was in California at the time. I don't know, but like it was
Texas tundra of 2021 or 2.
2021. Yeah, it's that of like I was not in the state, and I was just worried because I was like, damn, like we are not prepared. Like Ted Cruz was out in Mexico. Like I gotta get the fuck out of here.
I mean, it is a lot warmer there. There was no tundra. I mean, it was dangerous. I mean, I went out. I remember during that time, I went out in my car. I was whipping the caddy, CT6.
Yeah.
Thought, okay. Ice, no one's driving.
Yeah.
Perfect time for me to take a spin. Went out. First stoplight, had some trouble, turned around, went back, parked, stayed inside.
Like your heart dropped far enough.
Yep.
That you
I was like, "Ooh, okay."
Yeah. I don't need this to happen every time I see a stoplight because we are in Texas and there's a lot of these motherfuckers.
Yeah, and if the first stoplight doesn't go well, just you're gonna need at least 5 more stoplights to start feeling good.
You shouldn't go into work that day, and no matter what your
anyone
boss
was. No one was
Okay,
on the road,
good.
thankfully, so I kind of could spin and slop around.
Yeah, you
in
did
freedom.
say that. Yeah,
I think there was one guy, but he was just like
the same shit.
He was luckily stopped, but hey, we made it out. We learned.
No.
We went back.
No, I think the Texas tundra was like, of course, like any
Nothing like a Flagstaff tundra.
A Flagstaff, bro. I honestly, for me, it was the first time like in a mountain town. Well, I've been like mountain towns overseas.
I thought we were going to a desert destination at first, initially, because of Arizona. I don't know.
Well,
I just didn't.
Nick,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know much about Arizona until lately. I'll be honest,
bro. Like knowing Nick,
but I loved it.
I just thought we're going somewhere out there.
Out there,
yeah. We're not. It's not out there, but we're going somewhere
I'm
where
skipping a jump.
There's elements. You're exposed to elements like snow. So essentially like desert sand.
Your ears are gonna pop driving up to the destination.
You're gonna see a lot of stars, bro. I was amazed at how many stars I saw like driving up to Flagstaff. Like
fascinating.
It was fascinating because spending like a year and a half, 2 years in London, and then all of a sudden you end up in like Flagstaff. I was just like, oh yeah, I forgot these.
No stars in London.
None. It's like it's like SoCal.
Oh,
like Los Angeles is kind of the same way. And it's
I mean,
but like,
well, Los Angeles,
huh?
or where are the stars not good in California?
Basically, like towards this like city lights.
Where are the cities? Yeah,
Yeah, like I
which
had
there's a lot.
I knew this like one kid. I was doing an
A lot of
internship,
cities.
and yeah, I mean, like this one kid from LA straight up told me he was like, "Yeah, I grew up in the city," and he was like, "I've really hardly ever seen stars until he came out to East Palo Alto, which is I don't know how far it is from LA, but I would say it's like an hour 45, hour and a half.
It's a hike.
It's a hike away from Los Angeles." But then he was like, "Oh, I've never seen stars." I'm like, "Bro, there's not even that many out here. I just came out of Waco."
Yeah, which I'm trying to think. Waco, if you get out in the sticks,
Yeah. Yeah. When you're driving towards like College
Waco's becoming a
Station.
big city now, though.
I haven't been out there since 2020.
Oh, you gotta go.
Really?
They got new stuff across the board, dude. It is nuts. They are building like
I can
it's
see
it's
that.
it's crazy.
No, whenever they tore down the IHOP, I knew,
What's in replace of the IHOP now is a massive student life center made of glass that looks like it's made by NASA, and it's on the side of the highway, and it's like a castle.
when I was a student, I didn't have a life. So that IHOP was actually more important.
I agree. I loved that IHOP, and I feel
Bro,
the
like
same.
go popping into that bitch at like 1:32 a.m.
24/7. Colorado omelet.
Bro, that did more justice for
cake,
me than a
pancake.
pamphlet at a student center. I don't know how much money they pumped into it. The IHOP.
I don't know what they do in the student center, but it has to be pretty. They gotta have IHOP in there. I bet.
You got to serve it like as a kiosk or something.
I bet they do it with a robot.
Like, bro,
welcome to Baylor. Here's IHOP.
Honestly, if that's what they turned into, like the research money, because when we graduate, like when our class graduated,
right,
2020, I think that was the year. Yeah,
I was a little earlier. 2017.
2017. Yeah, so like when
same era.
Same era. We were behind on the RG3 days.
Right.
We were only being told of the glory of. He was a big influence for me, like growing up. Like, because like in college football, like
shout out
NCAA,
RG3.
yeah, in NCAA like football, like you could customize your player, like your quarterback, and I would put dreads on like immediately. Like I was just like, bro, we can put dreads on. Like I don't know who started this, but like,
bro, I mean, you had to.
Like, and so like the short dread,
speed 99,
speed, bro, and with an arm.
Yeah.
Like
RG3.
Like before Patrick Mahomes, there was my road to glory, like fucking quarterback.
Yeah.
Like I was out of the pocket, off balance, like throwing like 70 yards. But yeah, but like the Baylor experience, like
shout out RG3.
Like I think for our classes that we got that like fucking research grant, and then I was like, oh shit, some money's coming in, but like we're fucking leaving. Like we had to like be lectured on scandals.
Right. We did, which was tough. Which was
that was hard.
Tough era.
That was hard.
We were just students. We're trying to get our education.
Bro,
why do we get dragged in?
I just came outside. You know what I mean? Like I just got outside. Like I just stepped outside for the first time. I just turned 18 in July. School starts August. It's my first time outside. And then you go and talk to me about consequences of being outside. And I'm like, that's true. Like there is some evil shit going on out here. But I'm glad you told me, but why are you lecturing me this much?
Right. Like let's what's something good? What's some good news?
What's some positive shit we can talk about to keep me away from like wanting to do some bad shit, you know?
Brother, I completely agree. Which
that's why there's Good Vibes Media and Productions.
Oh, cheers to that. Cheers to that. I did want to recap a good experience we had, a successful experience we had.
Of course.
During our time with circling to good old Nick and Flagstaff.
Oh yeah.
On the wild, ice cold tundra off-road trails of Flagstaff. And a Ford Explorer.
That Ford Explorer held up, man. Ford built Texas tough.
Like it was.
We was in Arizona holding up to those standards of Texas tough.
It really was. And to recap, it took us. We were going to see a lava cave, which in the dead of winter, you can't go in the cave. The cave gets filled up with snow.
No, there's no trail leading up to the lava cave. Like
there's about 6 miles covered
in like
5 feet.
If we tried, we would have gotten nowhere.
Stuck immediately.
Like we looked at them and be like, that can't be an option, can it?
It was. So luckily there was a lumber trail to the left, which we said, hey, we'll go down here, see if it gets us to the lava cave. Me at the helm on the Ford Explorer, boys in the back.
My captain.
Well, I was just deemed the responsibility driving it. I was happy to.
Bro, I swear, like I had no kind of like resume to like sign up for that job as like driving in those conditions. Like for me, I'm like, yeah, I can keep us on the street maybe, but like
it's different for sure.
Yeah, you were the right person with the keys while I was enjoying myself.
I've had to drive in Indiana and
can't imagine.
I mean, so I don't know, that's some experience. But we continued on the lumber trail, and the lumber trail turns into a BMX basic. I mean, dirt biking trail. I mean, I don't know how else you can describe it. There's a 2 machine
wall
that
on
went
each side
down this road, and that's it. Like, and it was like not even to make a road type of thing.
Like basically, the only road that existed was like a trail that other roads paved or like other cars paved. Like so, like the only way we were gonna make it through was because of our like other car ancestors that previously trekked their way.
Which there's only one ancestor.
There was only one other car that was this fucking trail, and then probably one other one previous.
But it was like a machine. It was not like a car. It was like some sort of maybe a skid steer, but like not one that works too great.
I am not good with the John Deere product line. I can't.
The skid steer is like just one of the simple things with a scooper on the front that just can knock things over.
See, I had that toy as a kid, but
yeah, that's what it's the main one.
Okay. See, that's why they said the marketing.
Right.
They're trying to get me in on it early, but I didn't really like.
I mean, it works if you need it to do something.
Okay.
But I mean, it's if you need it to do something. Okay. It's like
obviously build a trail that leads to a ski resort.
It didn't. No, not to a ski resort. It left us nowhere. Abandoned, no cell reception.
No, but wasn't there
about
like
3 miles?
Wasn't it a ski slope? I swear someone was like, "Oh, it's a ski slope," but
no, we saw one in the distance.
Oh, there's one in the distance.
There's one.
So what the fuck was I looking at?
Well, you were looking at the one in the distance because we were basically on a
just end trail.
And it was
nothing else.
It was an intersection originally, but whoever had stopped shoveling it definitely stopped there.
Okay, because
because
I was definitely looking at it.
Then we were stuck in a scenario where the car would not turn around. It's impossible.
And that was I just want to say hats off to you for pushing that fucking car out of the snow, because
we had to rotate a vehicle on our own.
I
on
thought
a straight non-turnable line.
I really thought I was like, hitting the gym and doing a good job until like I moved aside to see you be the only person out of 3 people just watch you push a car on that unturnable road. Like basically it was that of like our only option was like we can each.
It was that. God, this thing's better move power.
Oh man,
like my life's on the line.
But I'm glad you had technique. You had technique. Like the way you push
like
the car.
Drill. It's kind of like a rugby drill for sure.
Like I was gonna go in there and strain something.
Oh yeah, I don't want that to happen.
I was gonna push it like it was like a door, like just kind of like give it.
Right. I think that's one thing rugby's good for is pushing cars.
Really get down there and like
you can get down, you can get up in there.
No, because the thing is, you had like we talked about with like opening, the beverage. was you had leverage. You had like a good kind of like to really pop it out of its place. And
Excellent leverage.
no, see, we were talking about my nimbleness earlier, but it's that your brute strength. It's the ultimate strategy. Just go fucking through
Hey, I mean, that's honestly facts.
them.
It's one approach that's key. I try to stay well versed, but that's definitely up there on the list.
No, it shows definitely when it's man versus nature of you have a heavy object stuck in snow. You can try to
Survival
outwit
mode.
it. Yeah, you can outwit it. You can try to outwit it and, get do things for traction, turn the wheels some more, do some reversing. But sometimes you just need a motherfucker who can push
Yeah,
heavy shit.
heavy shit. It was, yeah, I felt it.
Oh yeah. I bet,
What a
man.
time.
No,
Well,
I
that
was
one for the book. And then we drove back.
see like that's why I felt like everything was okay the whole time. I know like, riding cockpit up there, Nick being your co-pilot, it's stressful up
Dude.
there. But me in the third row of the Ford Explorer,
Shout out
I-
Ford.
all you can do is trust and be like, I feel like we have the right crew for anything that approaches us.
I don't even think it was 4-wheel drive. I hope it was. I think it may have been.
Like, oh man.
Wow.
Like,
What
no,
an experience.
like man, hats off to, and that was like a lot of fun because like being out in that cabin was cool too. Like being able to like sit out there and like look at the stars and the trees and like
We were in the
do some bird watching because they were very scarce, but it was a good way to like look for things that are in motion while being like not in motion.
I couldn't agree more, brother. It was a peacefulness and a serenity that was one of a kind.
Oh yeah, man. And only a guy like Nick can like, I want a vacation spot like that for his bachelor. So let's go out to the fucking cabin.
It was a great spot. Good call, Nate.
Yeah, good call, man. And also Josh for setting up the whole thing too. Finding the
Absolutely.
cabin, good spot. Knows him better than I know Nick. And I was like, hey man, I wouldn't be able to pick an Airbnb. I'd be like, I don't know, Vegas, dude. I'm kidding. Yeah.
Vegas is a staple.
It's a staple. You gotta love it.
Yeah.
But no, doing the mountain town shit.
It was nice.
It's nice.
And Simba, speaking of mountain towns,
Yeah.
I've heard of one that you've been to.
Mm-hmm.
I also have been to it, also love it.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Geneva.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
When did you go? What was your experience?
According to my passport, but not like my mental recollection. I've been there 3 times, I believe. And
As a young lad?
huh?
As a young lad?
No, this was all like in the last 2 years. And so like
Wait, so do we not know if it's 2 or 3?
I think it was 3.
Well,
There's 6 passports, stamping in and stamping out, so divide by 2. And I think technically 3.
Love it.
But 6 stamps, But no,
Good place. What's going on there? What's popping there?
no,
bro?
so it was one of those weird things of like, I applied to grad school and so
Love
and
it.
I got in and I was, happy to get in and I, do the thing that I wanted to do. And so I ended up in London. And so, but this was following within a year of Tyler the Creator dropping Call Me If You Get Lost, right? And so
So what time are we at? I'm trying to think.
I think summer of 2021.
21. Okay.
Yeah, summer 2000. So I moved into my place in San Diego, November 2020 or 2000. Yeah, November 2020.
So from San Diego to London.
So I went from San Diego to London, and there's an intermediate in
nice
Texas
spot.
about there.
Yeah.
I get lucky. We talked about luck, but
Right.
that's how I always say like
Well, it's a
my work.
great thing. I
Yeah.
feel like to go and be in
Yeah.
those places. Those are amazing.
Sometimes it's one of those things of I choose it and it chooses me. Of like again, like you ended up in Geneva too. Like you just
I did.
you just go. Sometimes when you're doing something else in life and you're focused on it, you just end up in certain places and you're like, I guess I'm here now.
Yeah, you got to commit to it, which is
You
definitely
gotta,
a hard thing.
you jump in, man. And I think that's why I love talking to you, is because you understand that of like when
I,
something calls you there, you jump in and you just can't.
you got to. Like Geneva, the first time I went, I had no idea really what it was, what Switzerland was. Really had never I saw it on a map.
No, really.
This was 2013. Oh, now I'm very
I
aware.
just pointed out to Geneva for those that are listening.
It is there.
From the audio podcast available or is available?
Brother, many places. But
Many
primarily
places.
Spotify and YouTube.
For those that are listening on Spotify, YouTube, or any other audio listening device, Simba just
Oh,
pointed
for
you-
audio, there's many, brother.
Oh, for many. Oh,
But for
iTunes.
video, they can
Yeah.
see the map.
Oh, on video you can see
So
the
you
map.
should be on video right now.
So over here, you can see Geneva, or Switzerland. And the funny thing about for me with Switzerland, in high school I read the book Modern Romance by Aziz Ansari. He was growing up. He was one of those comedians I liked. I saw him on Parks and Recs and saw his stand up, and I felt like
Legend.
yeah, one of those like millennial legends who like really was like doing his kind of thing during the time, right?
Absolutely.
And he wrote talking about, I don't know, some destination or ideal destination you want to be. And for some weird reason growing up, I not idolized, but I had this vision of Switzerland that was portrayed to me, right? Of neutral country, quiet,
One of a kind.
One of a kind, they make good, precise things. And
Good cheese.
good cheese. So like
Swiss cheese.
yeah, so like I wrote in the book of like ideal destination. I was like, Switzerland. I wrote in this book like I was 16, 17 at the time.
Yeah.
And then here I am in London. And then I'm like, I have a spare weekend, 3-day weekend from school. I'm working. I have what you call disposable income.
Right over the river.
It is about, oh, look, flights say hour and a half transit. Oh, I've driven that way from Dallas to Waco plenty of times. Why not? And that's how I ended up there. And honestly, it's one of my favorite cities in the world. Like I see why like Tyler the Creator gives it love is that place it's chill.
Tyler the Creator loves Geneva.
Oh yeah, he mentioned it. He was like, it was sprinkled all over Call Me If You Get Lost. Yeah.
Bro, I mean, love to see it.
Yeah, like
it is a great it's fascinating.
Yeah, take a train out there, see some beautiful mountains.
Their mountains are like paintings.
Oh yeah. Go hiking in the south of France. I mean, do all that bougie shit, man. There's a reason why they do it. There's a reason why they keep it to themselves. It's nice.
It is very fancy.
It is,
but no free refills.
No, bro. I mean, if Rolex is out there, you think they're giving out free refills?
Still, probably not.
It's a bad image on everybody. You know what I mean?
Honestly, I do love that we have free refills.
America is blessed to have free refills. The fact that I can sit in a McDonald's for 3 to 4 to 5, maybe 6 hours, get one meal, one cup. That one cup goes a long way, baby. 70 Powerades, man. I've had a long day. I had a workout. I got some work to do. I'm thirsty. I just had some fucking fries.
Like, you know how much Powerade you need after those fries? It's insurmountable.
Oh man,
brother, Assisi, Italy.
Yeah,
there's another destination.
Yeah,
tell me about Assisi, Italy.
Oh, bro,
am I saying it right?
Assisi, yeah,
Assisi,
Assisi.
Assisi.
Buongiorno.
Welcome to Assisi.
Welcome to Assisi.
How's Assisi?
I fucking love it, man. Like,
what is it?
I think it's one of those things of why I enjoyed like places like Flagstaff. I like low key cities that have some shit going for it, but not really a lot of shit going for it, you know? And Assisi,
not too wild.
Not too wild, man. Like Rome, it got the tourists and shit, like people trying to peddle you like street art. And again, I understand the hustle, but like as a 17-year-old kid hanging out the streets of Rome, that's a lot. Pressuring a nigga like me, like pressuring someone like me to just be like, oh, okay, like I'm gonna sell him like a fucking painting because I know he's an American tourist. But Cece was rather chill. Like they did the same thing, but it was like a gentleman old man selling me like rosary beads. And I'm like, my mom would like this, you know what I'm saying? Like
I'll buy from those guys.
Bro, €5. got €5. You're not.
This is some nice stuff.
This is some nice handcrafted.
This guy worked on it.
Or so they say. I'm looking at you, old man. If you're out there, old man, I'm looking for you.
That shit's from the factory, bro.
Let me find out my fucking bracelets from a factory.
Hey, good salesman though.
Good salesman. Melted my heart. Only spoke in Italian, and I was like, I know what's going on here. He wants me to buy something.
And they do that.
They do that a lot, man.
In Italy, they'll come into the restaurant. They'll say, "Do you want to buy watch? Do you want to buy tie? Do you want to buy any cigar?"
Don't forget about the African immigrants that be running in like, my brother. Like, where you from? It's like America. It's like, oh, you're from America.
Yeah. Dude.
Oh man, but like but Assisi, I liked it because it was that out of the way, and my patron saint,
So it's a country town, mountain town.
It's a country town, like one of those country towns with a great view of the rest of the valley of like
Vino.
Yeah, you can see like, orchards, man. You can see like, those vineyards, and you can see like, those like smaller pockets of the community, but at the top of the hill, like, how old establishments were done, that's where the church is. And that's where like, the
Isn't it every church in Italy, like they got
on a hill.
They got the tower of their church.
Yeah, you got the tower, and
Or
you
is
got to
that
be on
French?
the
I don't know.
hill. I mean, no, it's that of like you got to have the steeple, you got to have the tower, you got to be up on there on the hill. The people got to know where you are.
Crazy how they all did that.
If you're ringing the bell to wake people up in the morning, you got to be the acoustics got to be good. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you got to really reach
Gravity sensor.
when the choir's singing. I want the farmer who's working hard in the field to hear us.
I
Like
Facts.
it got to echo down and hit the hills, and
It's got and bounce back and just get everyone going.
all the stone is gonna make it. It's gonna echo, man. Trust me, the verb is gonna be crazy down there. But no, but it was one of my favorite places because my patron saint is Saint Francis of Assisi. My mom's Catholic, or my family's Catholic, and
Love it.
when I was confirmed, I chose Saint Francis of Assisi. And I ended up in Assisi, Italy, on a school trip.
That's his spot. That's his roots.
That's where bro grew up there. Saw his grave. I poured one out for the dead homie. I was like, bro, St. Francis died out here. This is his grave.
Absolutely.
Respect. You got to pay respect to.
Damn, you were there,
bro. According to the Catholic Church, that's my name. So I gotta.
Wow. I mean, I need to look in this. Peter.
Oh,
I know he's.
Peter's one of those OGs in terms of Christianity, bro. He's one of them ones.
I probably gotta wait a year or two to go out there.
Oh, bro, no, but it's that of like that's one of my favorite things of like growing up in life is
right
when you go out there, you're like, oh shit, my school trip is taking this trip. I already have some understanding of kind of the culture of Catholicism that's around here. I like pasta. I like ice cream. They say they call it gelato, but who gives a fuck? Like
way fancier,
bro. Smoother. I like the texture of gelato better, honestly.
It's nice.
Oh, it's nice, man. Like there was
I'll pay more if you call it gelato.
I'll pay a little more. Anything Italian, we just sit with it better. Paparazzi.
It's the boot. It looks like a boot.
If we called like the paparazzi like flies, it'd be different. But it's paparazzi. It's a little different.
Paparazzi.
Paparazzi. Mozzarella.
Mozzarella. A pizza pie.
Fettuccine. See, if you taught people how to say African cuisines, maybe we would be able to sell more African cuisines.
What's an African cuisine we can all get our pronunciation right on?
Sadza.
Sadza?
Sadza.
Sadza.
Yeah, it's like
that
fufu. Have you heard of fufu? It's like
fufu?
A flour-based, like flour and water-based kind of like
What's a meat dish?
A meat dish. Chicken.
Honestly, that's so true. Honestly, it's a staple everywhere.
Like, you want it boiled? You want it fried in some grease? Like, it's like everybody does the same shit, man. It's chicken. Like, you can't.
Honestly, it's so true.
You can just add some
people
different
cook it
seasons.
different though. In Hawaii, they were
Yeah.
cooking it up with some other. I don't even know.
The
It was
spices, just
good.
you just change the spices.
Yeah.
Just change the spices in the sauce. It's still chicken.
And we got a lot of chickens.
Why I don't understand vegetarians sometimes. I'm like,
I
bro.
really don't.
I'm
It's
like, bro,
tough.
if you've ever seen when you're outnumbered 300 to like 1 by chickens, then you'll understand like, oh yeah, I can
Right.
I can have some of these. Like,
I think we're doing good on chickens as a world.
there was a shortage, and
Is there a short?
I
There
don't-
was a shortage.
They were
That was
bullshit.
tough.
They were bullshitting me,
That was tough.
bro. Do you know, bro? I swear, like a
What happened?
single chick, or like
Yeah.
a single like chicken, a female chicken. Forgot what they're hen. A
A
single
hen.
hen can lay up to like, I swear they say like 3,000 eggs in a year. A single hen, and there's a shortage.
Wow. Where are the hens at? Let's get our hens up.
Get the. We need more hens.
We need more hens.
The divine feminine, man.
Yeah. I mean, especially if we're running short. Are we really running short? I hope not.
Oh, I don't think we are anymore. I think they were just bullshitting us of like, oh, we're hiking up prices because we're short. And I was like, short on
I
chickens.
feel like we're never short. We're never short on a lot of shit, but they pulled that on us. Oh, we're running low. Oh, but we got 50,000 years worth.
I was like,
Okay, brother. So scooting and booting along to another interesting topic I want to key in on. Brother, we got 3 YouTube channels that you love.
oh yeah.
Financial Audit,
Uh-huh.
FG Signifier, and Religion for Breakfast. Brother, let me hear about them.
Yeah. So
Start wherever.
So yeah, the first one, the financial audit, the Caleb Hanna
Yeah.
financial audit. It's I think it's a kind of term he coins like on the show too. It's a Springer style financial audit. Like imagine you
Oh,
pull
so
up,
it's funny too.
it's fun, it's hilarious for that reason. Because
The
fortunately,
people who call in are entertaining.
yeah, unfortunately, I've met a lot of people. I've moved around, and so I understand there's so many characters like in
Oh.
life.
Oh yeah.
And one of those funny parts about it is there's so many similarities between all those different fucking characters. And with this show, they're just all in debt.
Right. And they call into the show and they say,
I need help.
This shit,
I need
this
help.
shit happened.
They just come on the show. He pulls up the documents like where you're sitting, and they're just like, I need help. And it's funny and it's entertaining because again,
But
like
he helps them.
he helps, of course. Like he makes a
Yeah.
budget for him. He gives him like great advice. And also what he does is kind of like sometimes what I do.
Does he do it live or is it like a show?
It's a show that he records. He records it in Austin. And
Okay.
he records it, and again, studio setup similar.
In person, or the person's like
person.
on Zoom?
Oh, the in person. The person
comes into the
people
studio.
fly out. People fly out
Oh,
to do
okay,
this
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. And I work from home, right?
Right.
So like I turn it into the background because I'm like it's an hour of like
Oh, absolutely.
and
It's
I
good to
like
have those
I
shows.
like material like that of him like kind of getting into it and
And it's valuable.
it's valuable. And again, it helps me out. Like sometimes when he shouts out apps where he's like, "Oh, I recommend using like the Moomoo app or the Moomoo platform for like, investment, like the savings interest right
good.
now." It's
Yeah,
like
I've heard
good
it's great.
and it's great advice to just give anybody of like you should do this, of you should wait on using acorns for this time. And it's good.
So is he kind of like Dave Ramsey?
Yeah, he
But like a
references
funnier Jerry, more.
Springer style. I've never seen Dave Ramsey, and that's the thing. He mentions him on the show.
You know, he's the old geezer who's like, you need to save 10% of what you make, and don't do dumb shit.
Yeah,
and save your money and save your cash and I mean, he's funny.
like
I mean, he's helps people though, no doubt.
Like the thing that like kind of like when I say triggered in a good way, the thing that triggered me about what you said is Caleb does the same thing, but it may be like a little more conservative of you need to be saving at least this much of there's a universal truth of what you need to be doing. You know what I mean? And like, and so it's just a different style of how you want that message to be told to you. And like, it's one of those things that
I like it. I'm gonna check him out for sure.
yeah. And it's one of those things like, even for me working in behavior, it just boils down to that of like working around human behavior. It just boils down to what are you doing day in and day out?
Right.
Like
on a daily, hour by hour.
Hour by hour.
Let's break it down.
You don't even have to like
Let's do the math.
make a science of it. Just have you noticed what you do?
Yeah, you are with what you do.
And that's what, yeah, and but it's cool.
I'm
yeah.
gonna check it out. I love it.
Yeah, that's nice.
How about Signifier?
Oh, FD Signifier. He's a chill guy. I think he's someone with a advanced degree in sociology.
What type of channel would we categorize it?
Another one of those like video essayist.
Value character building?
Not value character builder. More so like in terms of like scope of video essays where they give someone is super knowledge on a topic and they just kind of go over certain themes of that.
And so it's all different topics.
I think everything for me that I try to consume will build some kind of like value and
absolutely that's the goal.
That's why with financial audits, it's that of like it may be Springer style, but he is giving out some solid advice too, like even apps.
And that's the ideal show.
Yeah,
one that is entertaining but valuable.
And I think it's that of like even like with this one as well of like what you said of like great people and like glorious untold like stories that shouldn't go untold. It's that of like there's always a nugget of truth. And for me, FD Signifiers, he's one of those sociology oriented kind of YouTubers where their topics I'm very interested in, and because he's a black guy with dreads as well, of course I can like relate to his, educated, college educated, he went to I think an HBCU. And so it's that of like when you can almost look in a mirror, it helps.
Oh yeah.
It helps. It helps.
Absolutely.
And I think, as much as people's egos get in the way, we do ignore those factors of when you can basically look with your eyes and see, okay, he's interested in things I'm interested in. And not only that, he also has similar length in hair.
That's key, honestly.
It helps. It helps.
It absolutely does.
Science says it helps as well. Psychology says. Yeah.
And yeah. If someone has a mullet, I'm like, hey, you got a mullet. You kind of know what I know, maybe.
And for me, seeing mullets, I interacted with someone with a mullet. The other people I interacted with mullets, I was like, nah, I know these guys are chill.
Yeah, well, it's a mixed bag.
It's
sometimes.
a mix. Hey man, for all.
I try and keep it. I'm trying to keep it not too aggressive.
Yeah.
I'm trying to have it flow together.
But with the cut though, like it's kind of similar for like what I have of I shave the sides.
Yeah.
Gotta move my headphones, but like, yeah, like the sides are a bit shaved.
How long have you grown your hair?
Ooh, I got these locked. I got these locked about. What was it? It was after my freshman year, so like probably summer of 2017. Yeah, so I've been growing these for about 7 years now.
Bro.
Yeah.
Love it.
Oh, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that.
How long do you think you'll have them? For life?
Honestly, it's one of those decisions that I ask myself sometimes. Like, it's random when that thought comes up of like, how long do I want these? And I'm someone who really doesn't move until I'm convicted. There's a strong conviction for me too. And I guess I'm not that great at my job where people are demanding me to do it yet.
I feel like if someone's demanding you to do that, then maybe it's not the right fit. Honestly, because
and that was my thinking when I was young. Yeah. Like when
I know there's a certain standard with some, corporate companies, which I hate. I get it. But I mean, hey, I have a mullet, so
no, for me it's one of those things of it. Things are getting like a little like understanding now of course there's a lot of shit going on.
I think dreads is like very respectable.
Like from
it definitely can be.
I would say it's one of those things of like anything.
Yours are like nice.
Oh, thank you. Like a mullet though, it's one of those things of sometimes when someone doesn't like you, you just become a target. And I got that in Munich a little bit, like at the airport. And I would always get like searched or stopped. And like I travel quite a bit. And like I typically have a good time at the TSA. Like I'm talking to the people, like even when the guy's yelling, I'm just like, oh, we're doing like jackets off, sir. And he's like, oh, yeah, son. Like just go. I'm like, okay, yeah, I get you. Right. But like out there in Munich, they legit like pulled me to the side, like started asking me all these questions. And so And I talked to my mom and my cousin about it, and they were talking about like it's the dreads. And I think it's one of those like kind of like weird cop outs of you understand what it means of it's your hair. Of
I think the dreads are fresh.
yeah, there's a lot of things around it, but no, thank you very much. I try to keep them. I take care of them.
They're so like dreads that are thick.
Yeah.
What are they called? That are
like dreadlocks. They just come in different forms. Like
what is that form?
uh,
there's
I
probably
think
like
sister locks. Yeah, I was told they're sister locks. Like the women in my family do my hair. And so yeah, it's one of those like, you know, free and cheap labor. Shout out, you know, it's the American way. But like it's one of those things of like I always philosophically am like, oh, argue, like I always like to do. It's tribalism, you know, like I ask the people around me who know how to do it to help me. And then they're just like, bro, you just want someone to do it for free. And I'm like, yeah. And
I'm all about free hair.
I do something in return. I give a gift or provide another act of service in return.
Absolutely. So if you took all the dreads out, would you have a fro?
If I took all the dreads out, my hair would be really short actually. And so
how long?
Oh, basically down to less than you, man. Like a lot less than you. Like basically less than an inch of hair. Because I'd have to like cut at the roots.
Right.
It's one of those like, you know, analogies of I guess people is like
wait, no, but if you just let it all fly without taking the hair out.
I'd have to cut at the roots because that's what
it can't come out any other way.
No, that's what it means by being locked.
Oh shit.
You're
that's
locked.
Right. You're locked. You're locked in.
You're locked, bro.
Bro, that's honestly dope. I don't think I could pull it off, but I respect it big time.
I mean, it's one of those things why people have pride in like having the length of their hair, and it's something I do as well. Like with my vanity, it's one of those of like there's a process of getting it relocked, and it's that of like being relocked in of, you know, it's a self-care measure, men's grooming measure, women's grooming measure, they them.
It's good to groom.
It's just good to groom, man. Take care of your fucking self.
Yeah.
For God's sake, man.
Get fresh hair.
I mean, like
don't have the normal everyday haircut.
I mean, it's one of those things of being locked in. Like you see,
swag.
Monks are shaved.
They are.
You know, a lot of them keep a certain kind of hairstyle, and because it's just uniformity. How locked in are you, bro?
They're locked in hard.
Oh yeah, dog.
Bro, they're locked in.
Dog. Monks be fucking tapped.
They're tapped. They're in the mountains.
Walking barefoot.
Speaking of monks, religion for breakfast.
Oh yeah.
How's that channel? What's that one about?
I like religion for breakfast. It's a bit of a drier one. There's not a terrible lot of entertainment value outside of the topic. The guy may make some jokes here and there, but it's about like basically different topics on religion and in a very like kind of concise manner of like 30 minutes to 45 minutes. What I think is concise. It helps me time things out, watch half a video, 15 minutes. It's a sig bake, you know?
For sure.
Yeah. And like, but it's one of those things that like he'll pick a topic like, what was Jesus's occupation? Like something like that.
A carpenter, right?
Again, that was like something that he did, you know, according to the sociologist and text, you know, is something that he did early in his life because, you know, his father, Joseph, huh?
So he also had other jobs outside of a carpenter.
Apparently from this video, like that I saw on Religion for Breakfast, he said he's a freelance ritual expert because there were other people at the time that were casting demons, right? And
unfortunately,
or so they say, allegedly, so they say. There's other people that were casting demons. They were using bowls, and like there's something about like writing something on bowls and making art on bowls in order to cast out demons.
Unusual stuff.
I mean, compared to Jesus's quick, easy fix of touching you,
magical, powerful.
I mean, I don't have to like pay this guy either.
Right.
The other people have to give him gold.
Yeah.
Bro, I only have
There ain't
like,
a lot of gold.
bro, I haven't even gotten paid from like my last week's shift, man. Can't give this guy
Bro, yeah.
gold.
Yeah, they don't have payroll. They don't have, I mean,
And on the pamphlet, it does not say this guy's the son of man, you know?
right?
Like,
But he did a good thing.
this Jesus guy, I heard he was walking on water. I see, I've not heard anybody else is doing that shit, so I'm gonna go check out his shit.
Honestly, that's respect.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's that of like, you go from, okay, I will see this like ritual expert to, oh shit, he really is like the truth.
The truth. Paul Pierce, move over. Jesus.
There's Jesus, bro. That's why I always joke about that shit. I'm like, bro, you the truth. One championship, you're the truth.
I know.
Of
Yeah, well,
this-
he's on Undisputed now. Do you watch Undisputed?
Not a whole. I stopped watching those major network shit, man.
Like Skip and Shannon? Well, they split.
They lost
I know.
me. Like
I
they
know.
lost.
It
They
went a
honestly
little.
lost me when Max left the fucking show.
Oh, Matt. Oh, because you liked Max?
I liked Max.
Max, what's he doing now? Is he doing okay?
I don't really watch his side shit because I just liked his takes on I liked
He was pretty solid.
he was solid. I liked the
He
way
got
his approach.
kicked the fuck off.
He was like, if he was like a rapper, right?
Unfortunately.
He'd be a heady, you know? He'd be someone who's cerebral with it, you know, of like,
He was a Giants fan.
Yeah.
He was a lot of things. I'm a huge Cowboys, Mavs, Stars, Rangers, Baylor. Those are my squads. He was against them, but he was great at the beginning.
I liked his approach. I'm not always a fan of people's stances, but sometimes I just like your approach, man.
Right. He was a Giants fan,
Yeah.
Yankees, Mets. I mean, definitely not Dallas, but he was good.
He was good. And for me, like what happened with those shows is they did start biting into the shit that a lot of people like thought was gonna happen. Of
They bought Shan.
well, no, like their style of like narrative,
Yeah,
it really did start becoming less of like the game.
right.
Like what you said of like I think we were mentioning it earlier of you liked listening to sound in the morning.
Right.
And
I kind of need it.
yeah, it's nice. And I think it's that of like for me, one of those things growing up is I loved turning on ESPN and I'm only 26, but this is like a weird, like, I remember when I was a kid, when I turned on ESPN, they would talk about sports. The fact that I'm 26 and I have to say that means how fast shit changes too quickly.
They're still doing it.
But it's not,
different.
the narrative is different. Like I liked watching highlights of what's going on, but like now it's more so some of the drama and the takes have
Especially right now.
the takes have become awful too.
Yeah, I remember it was different era growing up. Sports Center top 10 back in the day, like, oh, best time of the day. Let's go.
And this is coming from the guy, like I used to watch like those NFL Network top 10, like
Bro, I was NFL Network every day, every second, every minute.
moment I got back from school, I'd like, I'd be like, yeah, I'm about to do my homework, turn on NFL fucking network. Like, bro, let me learn about
4 hours of NFL rewinds.
Barry Sanders highlights.
Bro, honestly, inspiring. Way better than homework.
Dog, that would inspire me to do my homework.
Bro, that inspired me to start running. Bro, he's a beast.
Oh yeah. No, like I was someone who like I'm a word guy, as my cousin said. He was like, "Simba, you're a words guy," and I was like, I guess I never called myself that, but I do like it. And even Barry Sanders, he's like, just give me like 8 inches of daylight. He's like, is that I'm gone, man.
Bro.
If you just give me,
Bro.
a window.
One window, we out.
Man, that's why you ask, like, you've been to all these places. It's that of like, if you just give me a window, dog.
Yeah. Just a window.
Just give, bro, man.
Agile.
Oh yeah. Oh, goes a long way, man. Maneuver. a strategy maneuver.
It is. Simba, if you had a movie about your life, it would be called Uncommon Patterns.
Yeah.
Why is that? I love it, by the way.
Thank you. I like the title Uncommon Patterns because
It's very watchable. I'd watch it.
It's not a full juxtaposition, but like patterns mean there's something expected, right? But like things that are uncommon, as the definition says, is that of like it's not to be expected outside of the normal. And for me, I think it just encapsulates a lot of the experiences that even from, again, being an infant or adolescent kind of immigrant, it's a pattern that existed, but it was rather uncommon, like what you said, of I only know like 2 or 3 people, like from this country, from this small country.
Right.
Like, points again to the map.
Rare.
Yeah, but like
look at the video.
Look at the video. Subscribe. But it's
it is an uncommon pattern.
Yeah, and starting from there, it just turns into that of me choosing Baylor, which again it's quite. My mom went to Baylor, but it's uncharacteristic of like the things I ended up wanting to do and doing with my life, and the things I ended up doing there, and just finding these certain patterns that worked for me, but maybe uncommon. But there are commonalities within them, hence the patterns. And again, things just go back and forth. And I feel as though, I think everyone can, even being this book about my life, everyone can relate to that because we all go through uncommon patterns of, we're all unique, but we each have a shared experience but all those experiences being unique, and they just keep going back and forth, and the yin and yang just keeps going back and forth, and the good and bad, the ugly, and all together just makes for one hell of a ride.
Uncommon Patterns.
Coming
to a theater near you.
Oh my God. Directed by Stanley Kubrick. Is he still alive?
Stanley.
Can we get Stanley Kubrick to direct it? Pharrell got a Lego movie.
He did.
He got a fucking Lego movie. How can I get a Lego movie?
Honestly, that's a great question. Come on.
Of course, it's Thomas Jefferson. As if I would fucking know. Hindsight is 2020.
Unlimited money or unlimited knowledge?
With unlimited knowledge, you can get unlimited money, unlimited knowledge. Unlimited knowledge.
That's true. That's very true. Yeah, because you can't get unlimited money.
That's why I always feel like I'm not making enough, because I feel like I don't know enough to make enough.
The more we know, the less we know.
The less you know, the less you make.
And it's true. Well, it's the less you know, the less you make. But the more you know, the less you know.
That is true. I become dumber and dumber each day.
Well, I don't know about that, but maybe.
I remind myself that I'm still a fool.
I think that's a healthy thing. We all should do something.
But I still trip over the same fucking beds.
The corner thing?
Yeah, the corner.
Oh, yeah. I hate
when will I learn?
Me too.
It's in the same.
I do it every 3 weeks.
The learning curve is steep.
I don't think there is a learning. I've given up. Brother, would you rather explore space or the deepest parts of the ocean?
Space.
Would you rather live without music or movies?
Movies.
I'd go movies too.
I'd live without movies. I mean, sometimes I don't even have a fucking Netflix subscription or anything.
Me too.
So I really do sometimes.
I'll get it, and then I'll be like,
yeah. I lived. I sometimes. I do that life. So it wouldn't be.
I'm with you. Would you rather have the power to teleport anywhere or the ability to read minds?
Read minds. I'd go crazy with that shit.
I feel like that would mess me up.
Bro, I would go crazy with that shit. Once I get it down, oh man. Bro, just imagine certain games you can play, like poker. You could get or not poker.
Sure.
Yeah, poker.
It is a superpower.
Oh my gosh. Everything just starts going towards capitalism. I was like, you could make so much money.
Read minds, I feel like you could do anything.
You could do a lot of shit with reading minds.
Teleporting? Teleporting is
I already
very-
know how to fly.
Well, I don't know if that carries over, but we do know we can get in a plane. Technically,
We
it's
can
kind
get
of
in a
like
plane,
modern
yes.
teleportation.
And half a Xanax goes a long way.
Hey, that's what they say.
That's what Drake says.
That's what Drake. Hey, Drizzy.
BB on fucking Drizzy. Oh, something. Why'd I just
Is he
say?
on his
I just
Ozempic?
said the brand of the fucking drug. What's you say?
Oh, well, it's the big hot thing these days. Everyone's on it. Everyone. I mean,
It's not
Rick
pretty.
Ross
It's
loves
not
it.
pretty. And by pretty, it's not pretty to the spirit either. Because you can look at the sunken eyes. The sunken eyes it's a giveaway.
Make some salad, you know. Salad's great.
Do some push-ups.
Do some push-ups.
Do some push-ups.
Do some push-ups.
Get some discipline.
That's the truth. If everyone did 100 push-ups a day, we'd be doing good.
COVID, like what we talked about with COVID, like I was doing prison workouts. We had cinder blocks for 2 years sitting in my backyard, and COVID time came around. I was like, well, it's time to lift some weights.
Hey, it works, honestly. It still works.
Get some discipline for what Ozempic did.
It's honestly, it's the truth. A lot of people need to know it.
But man, it's overboard. It's a bit overboard. Especially when you have to end up looking like that. It's a bit overboard.
Stay healthy.
Stay healthy, please.
Would you rather live in a world without internet or air conditioning?
A world without air conditioning. I could go somewhere.
Those places are gonna be packed. Bro. Yeah. Everyone from Texas, we're going to Mexico during the summer.
We're not gonna be here, bro.
Yeah.
We would not be where the fuck. Especially if we think about the 8 billion we have today. It'd be crazy.
Beach day? Nope.
No, but I think it's one of those things of like, I don't know if it's true, but like I've seen like there's been I've seen like images on the internet, of course, of architecture that was breathable.
Real.
Yeah, no, it was real. It was real. Like when I say breathable, like it could make do with given their climate, and they were able to live there for a civilization or two. And so that's why with the internet, it's one of those things. I'm like, I don't know, man.
You kind of need. I mean,
FaceTime's pretty fucking sick.
It's helping the show.
Laugh.
Shout out internet. But so is air conditioning.
But air conditioning is not helping the show as much as the internet is.
If it was off.
If it was off, we'd just be sweating.
Bro,
But the thing is, I'm always chilling though, so I wouldn't be sweating shit.
I'll be honest, brother. I'd be sweating.
How you would?
I got it. It gets hot here during the summer.
Yeah.
But right now it feels good, right?
It takes me quite a bit to actually sweat. I noticed that.
Right now it feels soft.
No, right now air conditioning is like it's doing its job. That's why I wear long sleeve shirts. I never know how cold shit's gonna be, and I'm a pretty thin guy.
You used to not have it.
Oh really?
No.
Ooh, nice. One of those studio perks. You really did. You really did.
I had to learn some shit.
You did. You really, bro. Learning.
Shout out AC.
You can't do anything without learning. But shout out AC. Shout out AC, but fuck AC. I'm taking the internet any day. Like, it's in a sweep 4-0. I see the Oracle. Here it is.
I feel it.
This is the Oracle.
Yes, that is.
And with this Oracle, I can see inside the Mavs winning in 6 games. We're winning 4 games in a row. It's gonna be fucking electric.
The Oracle speaks.
The Oracle speaks.
Brother, would you rather have a personal chef or a personal maid?
Personal chef. They can do it better than me.
You'd rather have the ability to be a hero in a movie or a sidekick in a movie?
I like sidekick. Someone said this to me before like the meme, but someone said like Simba does give like really good that really interesting side character energy, and I was like, oh, okay. And but
That's respect.
no, but like I get
That's
it.
That's a lot of people's favorite character.
Like here he comes with his like zany outfits and shit, like Quagmire, him in that fucking Hawaiian shirt and shit. But
Shout out Quagmire.
but but I think with sidekick is that of like if you can be like a notable sidekick,
I mean, Robins love them all.
you're loved. You're loved, and if you're a great sidekick, you can really be
Nobody
loved.
hates Robin.
And the hero, it's that. Even the Dark Knight said it of like you can live long enough to see yourself become a villain or die a hero. I know I literally got the quote
Joker
flipped.
stuff. It's Two-Face said it.
Yeah, I don't remember who said it, but it's a
great film.
It was it's that I remember words more than the face that said it, but
it was Harvey Dent.
Whoever in the writer's room came up with that shit.
They did.
You fucking nailed that. Yeah, but I think with the sidekick, it's that of if you can when you make your mark, you really are, you're an asset, and it's hard to find assets, among superheroes who all want to be in the spotlight. But when someone sees you as a valuable asset and they're in that spotlight, you really are valuable.
Honestly, couldn't agree more.
And there's some lame ass superheroes out there. Goddamn.
There are some top ones. They've even made some movies. But I honestly, The Dark Knight, that one you quoted, that's my favorite superhero movie.
It's a really good one.
That one was sick.
Yeah.
When it came out, I was like, damn, this is
it's a cult classic. Not even a cult classic. It's just like a classic period of like, we all got to know Christian Bale better as an actor. Heath Ledger won the, what was it? The Oscar for it? Yeah, Heath Ledger, like best supporting actor for that one. It was one of those ones.
Joker.
Yeah.
Was a hit. Everyone loved him and hated him.
It's one of the most well-written characters, like, of all time.
Good job. Dark Knight.
Especially with that one.
Brother, always love this question. Would you rather have the ability to speak any language or be able to speak to all animals?
Speak any language. Oh, wait. Before the final verdict, can I just say one more thing, Your Honor?
Of course.
Speak any language. I gotta go with my people. I love animals. I wish I could talk to animals. Saint Francis of Assisi, they said he could like speak to animals. And so like one of my favorite like illustrations of him, he was talking to like some birds and they were listening to his sermon. And I thought that was pretty cool. And like all my musical projects, I try to throw in some like birds in there. And I like the sound of birds, and I wish I knew what they were talking about in the morning, because it's nice to hear some gossip. And so like, well, what are the girls talking about today? But no, I think speaking any language, I could connect with my fellow humans.
Hell of a night.
Oh yeah, it's a good time, man.
Brother.
Yeah, thanks for having me, dog.
What a pleasure.
Yeah, I'm having fun. I'm having a good time.
Where can we show some love to you?
You can follow me on Instagram. Find me on Instagram, Monk Valentino. That's my most publicly like active thing.
Love it.
Yeah.
And any of your projects or any?
Yeah. Any music? You can find me at Apple Music. Monk space Valentino. Monk Valentino. Tidal, Spotify. Yeah, and then if you look me up, Monk Valentino, you'll find me. That's how you can reach me.
I love it. Well, Simba, Monk, always a pleasure. We shall do it again, brother.
Yeah.